And welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. Now, did you know that the Field of Dreams game was the most watched regular season baseball game in 16 years with 5.9 million people watching the game? So, anyways, guys, welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, aka Mike Bob Fan 101, with my good friend and co host, Cam, aka I Spy Cam.
Howdy, y'all.
So let's get down to some sports. We're going to start off with the 49ers signing the free agent Clinton Dix. We also got veteran running back Dion Lewis retiring from the Bengals. Also from the Bengals, Jesse Bates will be a free agent next offseason. Texans are ignoring calls about Deshaun Watson, thinking that they could get him in the idea of staying.
Yeah, first of all, I just like to say about the Jesse Bates thing. Why Bengals? I'm not a huge fan of you. I kind of like them. I kind of don't like them. It's a 50-50, but they're still technically my hometown team, kind of. I mean, Cincinnati, they're close. I just don't understand why that's like their best player and they're just gonna throw him away. Honestly, I mean, they're in a rebuild right now, right? And if they keep up the way they're going to, eventually they're going to get really good. But by throwing away your best players, it's like what, the Nationals did. They just threw away Trey Turner for no reason. It's like for no reason. They had no reason to. They just kind of did. And I don't know if maybe there's a reason why, but I heard that Jesse Bates wanted to come back. He thought he could get in the season, but they never even got to him about it. Like, they didn't even talk to him about getting another contract in. So it's kind of their fault. And then, the Texans ignoring calls about Deshaun Watson. I just think that's so stupid. I mean, he's already said it on Twitter like 20,000 times. He's not going to be with you guys no more. Like, you're just wasting, time to get like some really good players. And by the end of it, you're going to get cheated yourselves out of it. So, I mean, I don't really understand what you guys are doing there. I think it's kind of a dumb idea.
Well, I mean, with the Bates thing, I mean, I don't really follow the Bengals, so I wouldn't know. But it doesn't surprise me. The Bengals front office doesn't really seem too competent. Besides getting Burrow last year, they had a chance to get Swywell to defend Burrow, but instead they opted to get Jamar Chase, and I'm not really too sure how that's working because I haven't really heard too many good things about him.
Well, the thing too is that you also have to look at it as, in order to feed the ball to Jamar Chase, you have to have blockers so you can throw the ball, right? And the Bengals don't have that. Quite frankly, I think they used to be one of the best O-lines ever in the NFL, like for a long time, and now it's looking like the worst. And they really need to start fixing up. I don't know if they can do something, but they need to start making trades for somebody good because it's really looking no good.
Yeah, I mean, I would have gotten Pine Swywell, however you pronounce his name, and then next season gotten a receiver because Burrow needed to be covered. I mean, we saw it when he got hurt; they didn't do anything. So, especially if Burrow's going to be, your centerpiece when you rebuild. And then for the Watson thing, I mean, I'm not too surprised, I guess, because one, he doesn't want to come back, and two, because with the ongoing sexual assault cases. So he was also getting mad at reporters. There's a video of him saying, "Why the F are you still recording me all day?" And I don't know. That man's going through it right now, I guess, but he's got money, so.
True.
Veteran Saints cornerback, Patrick Robinson announced his retirement after 11 seasons. News came out that Michael Thomas has been ghosting Saints calls and texts after the last few months. He recently posted on his story with a cryptic message saying, "They tried to damage your reputation. You saved theirs by not telling your side of the story," which I find kind of interesting. I mean, Thomas is all right. So, I don't know. Maybe didn't he have a problem with the medical staff, or am I just thinking something else?
I think maybe he might have. I just know that he had a lot of issues with feeling like they have been cheating him and treating him wrong for what he plays. which partly I do see. Like I could see where they could see that. I think Michael Thomas is a really good wide receiver. There's no doubt about that. And I mean, I recently heard that maybe the Saints are trying to fix it out with them and see if they can do something. But it's almost like he's kind of exposed your whole team there. It's kind of a little late to do something about it now. I feel like, it's kind of just down the river. I'd love to see Thomas go somewhere else. I mean, I like the Saints, but at the same time, I don't know. I just feel like it'd be interesting to see him on a different team and see what he could do. Just not the Buccaneers. Dear God, don't take him to the Buccaneers. I beg.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints got to fix their QB problem. I guess they're going to use Jameis Winston. So let's see. Now we got Colts re-signed GM Chris Ballard and head coach Frank Reich to a contract extensions. God dang, I can't talk. Through 2026. At Colts training camp, their sixth-round rookie quarterback Sam Illinger is working as the starting QB. So Cam, now we got the MLB.
Yep. Coming in first, you have the Mets fans sign a green laser pointers into the Dodgers batter's eyes. That's deadly. Like, I don't know, I think it's just a crap move, man. Like, I don't know. I used to see this in other sports too. Like, I think they've had a couple of times where they've done it in football and maybe even once in basketball now that I think about it. Or there was something like that in basketball that I swear I could have seen once before. But I really think it's dangerous because if there's a ball that's going at their head and they can't see it because there's a freaking light in their eye. I mean, first of all, that's just not gonna go good. But you also have to think about not being able to see the ball. It's kind of cheating. I honestly think that the Mets should just forfeit their season a little, not the season, the series a little bit, like that game, or at least that game. They should forfeit that game because that's not fair to the Dodgers players. It was only discovered a little later in the game. The guy actually was caught though, which is nice to see. What's his name? Max Muncy actually pointed it out to him because he saw the light where it was coming from.
Yeah, I mean that's really dangerous, and you are right. We've seen that when the NFL went to Mexico. I think it was the Patriots, and I forgot who they were playing. It might have been the Chiefs, but I'm not too sure. I just remember someone shining a laser pointer in Tom Brady's eye. And then it did happen a couple times in basketball. I think one time was the Denver Nuggets, and I really don't remember who they were playing, but I do remember that happening.
Yeah, back when the Denver Nuggets were actually cared for. Dodgers pitcher Julio, I'm gonna murder this. Urias, I think is how you say it, has been placed on the 10-day IL. He's a big piece of the Dodgers. It sucks to see him go for a little bit. I think he'll be fine though. It's only a 10-day IL. He'll be back in no time. He'll be playing again. I don't really think it's too big a worry. Kyle Schwarber was activated off the IL and made his first appearance Friday. He looked he looked okay. If you didn't know, he was actually out because of COVID. Him and Trey Turner both had it. Both kind of came in around close to the same time. Schwarber was a little later. It just looks so weird seeing him in a different uniform than the Nationals, man. I don't know. It looks off.
I'm sure it was. Just pain. That's all I gotta say. Pain.
Jack Flaherty, I think or Flaherty, something like that, is off the 60 IL. He made his return Friday. I actually got to see him play. He's looking pretty fresh. I haven't. He's really been known to be, one of the. I think your ace pitcher actually. As a Reds fan, it hurts to say this, but he's really good at pitching. He's kicked us a couple times. Javier Baez is put back on the IL for back spasms. Recently he actually had this issue earlier in the season but he was with the Cubs at this time, and now he's with the Mets and still having issues. I don't know. It's kind of unfortunate to think about because, really, this is the second time it's happening. How much could this really affect his career if he doesn't get it put to a stop?
Yeah, definitely, especially with his, magician-like moves.
100%. Yeah, it would probably part of the reason why he has him, probably too. He lays his body on the line for it. Jacob DeGrom will be shut down from pitching for another 2 weeks for his right arm injury. Reports are saying the earliest he could return is mid-September. That's a low blow for the Mets. 100%, and especially with Baez out for a little, for I don't know who knows how long. They kind of said they're just taking it day by day until he gets it fixed. Right now, I think he's on the 10-day IL, but we'll really see until he comes back better than ever. You know, Seeing Jacob DeGrom, I like Jacob DeGrom. All right, I just think he's a good guy. Plus, like, he's kind of a rebel. You know what I mean? He doesn't really care what people think. He's just gonna do him. And it sucks seeing this, especially for him to be back until mid-September. I mean, not only is that gonna affect the Mets, but who knows how his whole body's gonna react with that. I mean, taking a break, for such amount of time can really affect someone's body. I mean, we've seen it happen before.
Yeah, definitely. The Mets could potentially be scary. If he comes back, Lindor goes back to par, Alonso stays, and with Baez too, definitely they could be a scary team next season.
Yep. 2013 All-Star and 2 times MLB home run leader Chris Davis retires at age 35. This, I don't know how I really feel about it, man. I like Chris Davis. I mean, to be fair though, I don't think he ever got the recognition he really deserved. Although yes, he was a 2-time, a 2013 All-Star and 2 times MLB home run leader. I just feel like he never really got the love that he needed. There was still more of it out there that he could have gotten and he didn't. And 35, I wouldn't say that's the earliest I've seen someone retire, but it's still pretty early when it comes to baseball. I mean, you see some guys that's still out there a little more, there's still like a little more than what he's been. It sucks to see him go though. I really did like Chris Davis, so to see him go is kind of sad. Now I'm thinking about it more. I'm thinking about Joey Votto when he's gonna leave, and that's gonna be even more painful to me. Because Joey Votto's 37 and still pushing, but I don't know, scary time.
Yeah, definitely. I know, wasn't he like on a downfall, if I'm correct, or not really too
Yeah,
sure?
he was on a downfall. I mean, he was slowly just kind of going away for a little bit for sure.
I
I
mean,
mean, but that's what happens kind of as you get older.
well, yeah, obviously, if that's the case, then I'm not really too surprised. I mean, he had a decent career, I'd say.
Yeah. Now this next one I had up here, and I'm gonna fix it and correct it because I didn't, like an idiot. So Tatis Jr. is actually off the IL now, and tomorrow he's going to be returning, and they're gonna put him in the right field. This is interesting to me. I think he's great at shortstop. So I necessarily don't understand why they're gonna put him, there. I guess they must see talent in him. I actually saw a practice video of him, and them just getting some work out in the outfield. And I don't really know. I mean, like, he looks sharp. Don't get me wrong. And I think he's one of those guys that could really kind of play any position. I mean, if you really want the honest truth, besides pitcher. But I just think that it's not going to work like they think it's going to.
Yeah.
MLB hosted the first ever baseball game at the iconic Field of Dreams movie, which we just talked about earlier, baseball field in Iowa. Both Yankees and White Sox played at the game. I really kind of put this in here just to give my opinion on the game because I watched it. Game of the year so far. Out of all what I've seen, easily game of the year. It was very back and forth. At first it wasn't really. I mean, it was just the White Sox leading 4-0, and then slowly they just made a return and really just kicked A. And it was a great game, especially with Tim Anderson walking it off, which you'll also see in the top 10. Because like I said, game of the year, I gotta get recognition.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game, but I've heard it was good.
Very good. Dodgers outfielder Mookie Betts out with a right hip injury. That's gonna hurt him a lot, especially being Mookie Betts, which is he's a great player. I don't know how long he's gonna be out for, but I'm sure since it's a right hip injury, I'm sure he's gonna be out for some quite a time. And they really need to kind of rely on this guy. And I don't know, I kind of see the Dodgers crumbling a little bit in ways like, the whole Trevor Bauer situation, Mookie Betts, who's next? I mean, you guys are also out of debt of money, basically. I mean, you guys are so far in, it's kind of crazy. They still have money, but like they're out of the limit for sure. Like they definitely need to start cutting back a little bit. And when they added Trey Turner, Max Scherzer, I was a little bit surprised, but oh well, you guys do you.
Yeah. So now we got the NBA news. Kyle Korver will be a Nets coach for a couple of seasons, an assistant coach. This will probably help their shooting a lot. He was, a really good shooter back when he used to play. And
yeah. There you go. I'm sorry. I thought you.
No, you go. You go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was he was a really good shooter. I think that it's gonna help them probably a little bit, but I don't know how much they can really do. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. Personally, I also think he's gonna help out with the playmaking a little bit. I still think that with the Nets, you still kind of see that little bit of selfish, playing
Right.
when you look at it. So I'm hoping that maybe he can help that a little bit, because really, if they turn into, an actual playmaking team together and really start working together, that's going to be scary.
Definitely. I see your point, like where they were all trying to be selfish, but if the Nets can actually, first off, stay healthy and actually learn to pass each other the ball, then, they could be scary. Like, plus, a lot of them are injury prone. I mean, Kyrie, he had his own personal issues. You can say what you want about Kyrie, but he's still a very good player. Harden was kind of injury prone as well. And KD's really been a beast. Like, I used to not really like KD, but he kind of made me like him a little bit this season. He was injured a little bit as well, but he's been the healthiest of the three, definitely.
I don't know if I said this on the sports podcast before, but I think an unpopular opinion that I have is that when KD went to the Warriors, I wouldn't call him a snake. I don't think he was that. I think he was just doing what's best for him to get what he needed and to be successful. And some people hate that, and I could see where they could be mad about that. But personally, I think KD did what he needed to do for himself, and look where he is now. Can you really hate on the guy?
Yeah, I see your point, but I also can see where people would say he's a snake because one, he did sort of backstab his best friend Russell Westbrook, and all just to win a championship with a super team, and then that created the mess that we have today in the NBA.
Yes.
And also, I forgot this guy existed, to be completely honest, but Udonis Haslem is returning to the Heat on a $2.6 million deal, which that's strange. He's getting up there in age.
The Heat, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? $2 million for him? Oh my, let him go. Let him go. I get it. Like, he's an OG on the team, but like, come on, man. Come on. Like, let him go. Like, it's been long enough. You guys can get someone else for probably, really, like, if you're gonna pay $2.6 million for somebody, get someone at least good. Or at least like somewhat decent. No hate to Udonis, but it just, I don't know. He's kind of getting up there in age, man. He's getting old, and by the time that $2.6 million deal is done, it's just it's just thrown out the window. At least get it for someone that could actually help out the team a little more.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
And then for soccer, we have Lionel Messi, who was spotted in Paris talking with Paris Saint-Germain, my bad, which it is official. He signed with PSG for a 2-year, $41 million contract. I don't know too much about soccer, but I do watch it when I can. And, I can say that Messi, I'm not going to say that. I wonder, he just doesn't look right in the jersey for one. But for two, I know he kind of wanted to stay at Barcelona. It didn't work out. So I wonder if that's kind of going to be a little upsetting for him. At Paris Saint-Germain, a lot of the fans were actually cheering. A lot. Like, it had like police there. I think that they love him there, and I think it's going to be a great fit for the fans. I don't know if it's going to be a great fit for Lionel Messi.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they are sort of improving their team. I wouldn't know, but I don't know.
Yeah,
They
they
could be a
are.
super team.
They are making a super team. But once again, it's kind of, for me, it's kind of like the same thing with basketball and the Nets. These guys are all big time players. They all want to be themselves, kind of. Some of them can be a little selfish. I mean, Messi's not. All right, Messi's not. But I can't think of his name right now. But
Neymar?
he's very Neymar. Thank you. I couldn't think of it for a minute. Thank you. Neymar, to me, he's a little bit of a selfish player at times. And he kind of gets ahead of himself on some of the plays he does. And that does not mean I'm saying that he's a bad soccer player. He's not. He's one of the best still. I think they'll believe. But he's definitely a little more on the cocky-ish, selfish side in my mind. So, but that's besides the point.
I do not know crap about soccer, so I don't really have an opinion.
Fair enough.
But now let's get into the top 10 plays of the week. Coming in at number 10 is Jose Albiru is the first ever player to hit a home run inside the Field of Dreams. Here's the clip.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is shot into left field. Back at the wall. It is gone. And the first home run in MLB history in Iowa belongs to Jose Abreu. A late.
Coming at number 9, we have Brock Holt makes history with the slowest pitch ever, coming at a whopping 31 miles per hour eephus pitch. Mind you, he's not even a pitcher; he's a second baseman. You can miss it at a blink of an eye.
Today, Brock Holt will make a performance on the mound here.
Third career appearance, trying to get that 13.5 ERA down. And the first pitch, that's a strike.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
whoa. Okay. In at number 8 is Rashi Warren, second round KO, bringing the powerful right hand. Here's the clip.
Coming at number 7, we have the number 2 prospect in the league, Sam Huff for the Rangers. Hit his second 500-foot bomb this season, this week. 502 feet is how far it went. Here's the clip.
1-1 pitch. He swings and drives it deep to left field. Oh, we're tied. Solo blast for Sam Huff. 4-4 game in the 7th. Boy, was that thing hammered. 502 feet. Oh, my word.
And at number 6 is Lions running back Craig Reynolds cutting through the hole and running to the outside and dives and hits the pylon. Here's the clip.
Reynolds cuts it back. Craig Reynolds. Is he in?
Yep. Number 5, Cam Thomas with one leg 3-point in-game winner. Clutch. Here's a clip.
Creating the switch right there, going to kiss put on Thomas, but you can't play with the ball.
Looking at the shot clock at 1 for the win! Cam Thomas, winner!
And at number 4 is Little League catcher Ella Brunning with a cannon to first base. Here's the clip.
And all strikes, including strike 3 right there.
How about Ella Bruning bouncing out on a breaking ball and making that throw to first base?
And then number 3, Tim Anderson walk-off home run in the Field of Dreams game. Here's the clip.
Anderson hits it in the air to right. Back at the wall, and the White Sox win it.
And at number 2 is Trey Turner's beautiful slide into home. Here's the clip.
That's an opposite field base hit for Will Smith. Turner's headed home. Here's the throw from Harper, not in time.
And number 1, Tyler Gilbert with a no-hitter in his first major league start ever.
This year converted him back into a starter. 1-2. Called strike 3. Got him. 2 outs to go. 2-2 to Kim. Called strike 3. Ring him up. He's 1 out away. And how about this? The last man standing for the Padres is the only guy that's been on base in a San Diego uniform. Tommy Pham, the leadoff hitter, has walked 3 times. Tyler Gilbert, no hits through 8 2/3. He's 1 out away. Center field, Marte, it's a no-hitter! Tyler Gilbert has thrown a no-hitter in his first career Major League start.
Yeah, and so with that, that will conclude this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow our Instagrams, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Peace.